So Kyle Richards has taken a seat looking very Beverly Hills. Hi, Kyle. Nice to see you.
Hey. Nice to see you.
How are you?
You see me? Hi.
Yeah. So Kyle, I have to say, both Kyle and I have been watching, and funnily enough, I didn't know he was doing this and he didn't know I was, but we've both gone back to the very beginning of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and been rewatching it. Now, this is my third time watching it all the way through, and I've got to say, of all the housewives, you're the one that has not changed.
That's right, yeah.
Well,
solid from the beginning, and a wonderful family, and a good friend.
Yeah, exactly. You haven't aged. You look fantastic.
Oh my God. Well, that's not true, but thank you. I'll take it.
So when you were doing The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, how often are the cameras in your space?
Less than people realize. I remember when I signed on to it, I thought, I had only known like the Osbournes, and I thought the cameras like basically lived there.
Yeah.
But I film 5 days a week. I have Sundays and Mondays off. If they come to my house, they may film us having dinner, and then in the day we're at lunch the cameras will be there for lunch, but they're not like with me every single second.
What I noticed from the beginning was when you girls would go away on a holiday trip, you'd all be doing your own hair and makeup.
Well, I do.
Yeah, you do. But then as the years have gone on, it's become much more of a fashion show, especially with Dorit and Erica. It's all glam squads everywhere.
I have very strong opinions about that, and for me, that's just because I started 12 years ago, none of us did that. It's weird for me, and I just can't, even though there is a little bit of I got to keep up, but I just can't. I cannot do that. So I'm just
You just do it yourself.
Yes.
That's so good.
But
and they look gorgeous, and I get it.
Some girls are good at makeup, and others, they have a very difficult time. You strike me as the person, because you've done TVs, by the way, I used to watch Little House on the Prairie, so I'm buzzing right now. I'm buzzing. But you've been in makeup, done makeup. You've known this your whole life. Are these other girls not good at their own makeup? Do they have to have the professionals?
It doesn't matter. I mean, I don't. They're going to be mad I'm saying this, but to me, it's like they're gorgeous. So, I mean, how bad could it be? They're both stunning.
That's so true.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, it's like, it's always like, I feel like it's a theme every time, and I'm like, I brought a cute dress.
Yeah.
Great. I didn't know we were doing like Grecian goddess night. So that's changed a bit, but I just can't give in to
Have
that.
you ever thought about leaving the show at any stage? Was there a season where you were like, that's it, I've had enough?
Of course.
What would that be?
Many.
Every season, probably. I'd imagine.
Season
watching
2,
the show.
season 4, season 5.
Right.
I forgot
that's
if you're in the middle. 2 weeks ago.
Can I ask, what's been, in your opinion, the strongest lineup of any season?
Oh, good question, because I feel that I'm watching that strongest lineup right now. Last night I watched again, but I loved it again. You, Lisa Vanderpump, and Ken all going. Ken was, get out, you're a liar. And I thought,
that was
geez,
good.
it's
Kyle,
a lot
good.
of stress going on. I reckon that lineup was an amazing lineup.
I think the original cast was amazing when it was.
I
and
agree.
then, you have to change. People change. There was a perfect example is Camille was great TV season 1, and then she got scared because people didn't like her, so she changed and kind of and then it was boring.
Well, I was going to ask.
So you're like, just be yourself at the beginning, then we don't have to deal with this
I was
stuff.
going to ask, what is a surefire way?
But let me just finish that so I don't get in trouble
Okay,
here.
yeah.
I do think the current cast now is very solid.
They're solid.
Yes.
I agree.
Okay.
Right now, this current season going to air is excellent as well. But
I know.
I think so too.
I can't pick a bad group of any season.
What is
Season 4.
what is the surefire way of not being asked back? Because they do let some go and they replace them with new ones.
Being boring.
Having
nothing going on in your life, or trying to create stories because you don't have something actually.
Right.
Some people can be great off camera. And you think, oh, they're going to be a great housewife. They have this and that, and then the camera comes on, and they just kind of sit there, and they don't really know what to do. Or they don't know their place, or they're just full of it, and you can tell, and the audience can feel that.
Can I ask you a question? Out of these 3 housewives, which one would you pick to come back as a permanent housewife?
Oh, God.
Okay, so here are your options.
Are these people that have gone, or guests, or friends of the housewives?
They've been on The Real Housewives.
Right.
Okay, I'm scared.
Okay, so number 1, Brandy. Lisa Vanderpump, or did you know 25,000?
That's a hard no.
God, that chick. She wasn't on there for long, but she kept gloating about her $25,000 sunglasses and her Valentino outfits. Everything was
And
like
she's
a name
still
drop.
talking about the show, and she was a friend on one season. That's all she talks about. I'm
I
like,
know, right.
you need to move on, honey.
Okay, so we're eliminating 25,000.
I'll go with Brandy.
Yeah, Brandy. Why?
Bring Brandy back. She's she can be up and down emotionally, right?
Well, I'll tell you why I would go with Brandy. First of all, she was always great TV. She was scary for me because she basically had nothing to lose, and she would say anything.
Yeah.
And we were like, this girl can be dangerous,
Loose
you know.
cannon.
And, right. But I feel like she actually has grown a lot, but yet she's still herself. So, I mean, I'm actually friendly with her now. She will text me, always very sweet. She's always been an incredible friend to my sister Kim. And I think she's great TV.
How is Kim, by the way?
Yeah.
She's good.
I love seeing Kim on there in all different forms over the years.
She's doing great. She has 2 beautiful grandsons and one on the way.
Wow.
And she's just obsessed with them, and she's great.
She looks really happy. Last time I saw her, like just recently, obviously watching, she just looks, healthy, glowing. The hair's good. She's got a glint in the eye.
I think they showed a clip of her, right?
That.
On Flash or something from Thanksgiving or something. I don't know.
She looks good. And what about, there's been obviously many moments in the show, but when you do your reunions,
they're the best.
The reunions are great, right?
No, they're not.
Are they not?
I love it. As a viewer, we love it.
You just know you're going to be confronted with every single thing you've ever done in that season. But do you go in there? Because as a viewer, I always feel that Andy has his favourites. Like he favours some housewives over others.
I mean,
and that might change from season to season,
Yeah.
but do you girls get that vibe?
I mean, I do. I can tell when he's like, oh. I mean, when I watch the other reunions, I can see in his face because I've known him for 12 years. I can just tell sometimes he's exasperated.
Yeah,
you can see watch It Happens Live too.
Yeah,
So I mean, I'm sure, but he really does care about these women a lot.
Oh, I know. I love Andy.
I mean, we all drive him crazy, but he loves. You can tell he really does. Yeah.
And a lot of housewives' daughters have gone on to become really famous models, like Lisa Rinna's daughter and Yolanda's daughters. Mm-hmm. Your daughters are stunning. Have they ever thought about getting into modeling?
They're businesswomen.
Oh, I love that.
Smart and beautiful. The best of all worlds.
They are. My daughters, Portia was on the dean's list, and Farrah graduated magna cum laude. I don't know if you have that here. Like, they're very, very smart girls.
But we don't value education here on this show because I didn't finish year 10 and Jackie did year 10 twice, and then that was it for her.
But no, they want the 2 older ones, and now the third, Sophia's probably going to follow in the footsteps. All work with our company, the agency, which we
by the way, Maurizio, what a bloke! This is a man's man.
I know.
I've loved him from the start.
He's the ultimate husband.
He is everything. Like you must know. Jesus, I got a good one here. Like
26 and a half years today.
Oh, today is your anniversary?
26 and a half. And I woke up without a present, guys.
Did you really? How good is he a present on the half years? That's crazy.
No, I didn't wake up with a present. I'm kidding. No, we actually don't even really give gifts on anniversary anymore after this long. I'm like, if I want something, I get it myself and vice versa. We may go out and buy something we like together, like a piece of, I don't know.
Do you know what I loved watching? That when the season very first started, you were living in a house, and then you moved to another house, and you said you used to drive by that house and sit out the front of it in your car, and every day you'd look at it and go, one day that house is going to be mine. And it was. It became yours.
I'm big into manifesting.
Yeah, me too.
I really believe in that, a lot. So I still do that to this day.
Do you think you'll move from the now third house? Because that one's incredible.
It's incredible. No, because I wouldn't want anything more than that.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't move from that. My other manifesting was I always wanted to have a home in the mountains, and we do now. So,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so.
Oh, God, I'm wasting my time at work here. I should be just sitting at home fantasizing about what I want.
Well, if you want those home in the mountains, you can't sit at home.
No, that is true. And I think both of us are big believers in the manifestation of stuff. Like, I think we've both done that ourselves.
Well, growing up, my mom used to say, you have to plant the seeds. You have to plant the seeds. And I always think about that. So that was her way of saying manifesting.
And how was Kathy on the show? Kathy your sister Kathy Hilton was on last season. Mm-hmm. Is she gone now and not wanting to return?
No, she was busy planning Paris's wedding, and they were shooting that as a TV show.
Yes, I saw that.
So she was not there in the beginning, but she starts showing up. I believe this. I didn't watch the last few episodes because I was having anxiety, which the show sometimes does that to me. But I think she shows up this week, or maybe she did last week. Forgot.
Okay. No,
she's on now.
No, she'll be showing up next week because I've seen
will be,
it.
yes.
But yeah.
The anxiety does come up a lot. Do you struggle badly with this? Like, because I like that you bring it up because I know people with anxiety, and it just normalizes it, so you don't. It's not embarrassing.
Yeah, it's for me. It's they focus on it a little bit, but I really struggle with anxiety, and my anxiety was so bad I would have really bad panic attacks. I mean, I had to pull over the side of the road and couldn't feel like I could breathe.
Worst.
But people they throw that word around like, I was so stressed out, panic attack. Like, if you have a real panic attack, it's actually terrifying.
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
It's
my
like
husband almost called 911 before.
Yeah, you feel like it's a heart attack, like it's a serious condition.
Like you're not going to be able to breathe. And you feel psychologically, I can't breathe, even though you're thinking, I know I'm breathing, but you can't be logical in the moment.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's terrifying.
And you've done a life of television, and you and your husband have multiple businesses, and this is just something you've just dealt with, but it didn't take over your dreams.
It didn't take over my dreams, but I am very grateful that I have a partner who really was patient and understanding about that. His mom is a psychologist.
Yeah.
So when I was like that, he knew exactly what to say to me, very patient. And I've talked to people who have anxiety and they'd say, my husband would be like, just get over it. You need to stop that. That was not my husband. I would wake him up and say, I can't breathe. And he's like, okay, you've felt this before. This is totally normal. He knew exactly what to say every time, and he would talk me through it. I mean, like I said, there was a couple times he's like, do you want me to call 911? And then that would shut me up real fast. I'm not going in an ambulance. Yeah. But he knew what to say, and he really helps me through that because he's the most calm human.
He's even better than we thought, this Mauricio. He's like, that's all you really want. When push comes to shove,
a supportive husband.
You want to be able to rely on that person that's in your life. You don't want to... want to think, I'm not telling them because they're going to react bad. So lucky. That's great.
I mean, after this many years, it's like, it is what it is. You live with that person, and he's never had anxiety one day in his life. You've never met anybody more calm.
He's very calm.
Crazy.
So what's been, if you look back, what do you think has been the highlight over those years? Like, can you think of one episode or scene that you loved or you cringed, or it was
I can think of way too many cringing moments. The moments that I love are the milestones of my kids that I know that one day I'm going to get to look back on.
It's good.
Alexia learning how to drive a car and hitting a trash can.
That's where I'm up to.
Going off to college, graduating from college, Portia's second birthday, Portia's bat mitzvah, even though it was only flashbacks because we were out of season, but I gave them some footage. The fact that I can look back at those moments is, really nice.
Do you still do the white parties every year?
No.
How come?
Because it got so out of control, and it got to the point where I became a lot more private in these last few years, and I had so many people coming that I didn't even know, and I decided I don't want those people in my home anymore.
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, by the way, I was watching the other day, and Jamie Lee Curtis was in your house. Is she godmother to the kids or something? Or
no, I mean, I was in the original Halloween when I was 7 or 8 years old, and they brought me back to the franchise, so I was in Halloween Kills, and now I'm in Halloween Ends, which is coming out October 14th.
That's amazing. Yes, that's excellent.
So I've been, close with Jamie all these years, and another thing we have in common is that we're big supporters of Children's Hospital Los Angeles. So we came together. She came on the show strictly, for the to support Children's Hospital Los Angeles. So she started a company called My Hand in Yours, which is every penny goes to Children's Hospital. So she came on, and we were like, okay, we're just going to talk about, My Hand in Yours, and
That's nice.
And then next thing we know, she's like, what is happening here with all these housewives? And she's like, are you kidding me? It was so funny because she didn't get how reality television works. So she walks in the door and she starts looking in the lens of the camera. She's like, hi guys, and she starts saying things. I'm like, they're not going to use that footage, Jamie.
Yeah.
She thinks it's Snapchat or something.
Oh my God.
I had a flashback when I saw her because I've always admired Jamie Lee Curtis, and she came into the studio, and it was when Trump was the president. And then Jackie, my mate here, because I was a fan of Trump, I thought he was okay. Jackie hated him. In Brooklyn, the gay newsreader hated him. But it is what it is. And then Jackie threw me under the bus. She knew Jamie Lee Curtis had no time for Trump.
Yeah.
Have we got the little clip here?
Not going to go well with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Let me hear the audio. Play this.
He is not a good person.
Right.
and he's and
Kyle likes him.
No.
Yeah, he really
no,
does. No.
No,
Oh,
you
no,
don't.
no. Oh, no, you
Let
come
me
back
just-
down now.
No.
Brooklyn.
Let me just explain. I like the badassness.
He's always going into
I
that
also
word,
say
Jamie
that-
Lee.
But where is the badassness?
I just like that he says. I just like that he does outrageous
well,
things.
but
there's a lot I
that's
don't
just
like.
being outrageous.
There's a lot I
That's
don't
Fight,
like.
fight, you two.
Anyway,
Oh
that went
my
on
God.
and on and on,
Well,
and then
someone who
she
knows-
left hating my guts, and I
she
thought,
hated
You know,
I'm
I'm going to call her
devastated.
later and talk to her about you. Yeah. No, yeah, she would definitely not be a fan of Donald Trump. She is an incredible human being
Yeah.
who is so generous and just someone I really admire so much and just love with all my heart.
Yeah, well, now when I watch Halloween, I'm terrified as soon as I see Jamie Lee Curtis because of that.
Yeah.
But
She's
I do
scarier
love
than
her.
Michael
I adore
Myers
her.
to you now.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Look, and also
Did
congratulations
she
on
say goodbye, Kyle, when she left here?
No, she pointed, she waved her finger at me and she's like, you.
Oh, yes.
And I was like, bye. By the way, I wanted to also
That's hilarious.
congratulate you on the producing American Woman.
Thank
If you can get a hold of this series, I don't know who's got it in Australia, but a great series, and it's sort of based
Thank you.
loosely on Kyle Richards' life, the sisters. Not a bio sort of pick,
It's
but
loosely inspired
scripted.
by Alicia Silverstone stars in it.
Yeah, she's your mum.
She plays my mom. It's so funny when I say that. Like, she's my mom.
Yeah.
That sounds weird, right?
Yeah, well, there's like a little version of me in the show, but Cheyenne Jackson, and it's just Mina Suvari. It's a great cast. It was an incredible show.
And you produce TV now still? You do
Yeah, I
multiple
have another
things?
1 hour drama I'm working on, like a nighttime soap.
I love that.
I love doing that so much. It's
Yeah.
really fun for me to be behind the camera.
Yeah.
That was probably one of the most exciting things.
Is there less
of my life,
anxiousness
maybe.
being behind the scenes? Or?
Yes.
Yeah, I reckon there would be.
It was great. Well, acting does not give me anxiety at all.
Right.
Reality television does. When I'm acting, I'm really at peace. You know, when I was filming, I was going back and forth between The Housewives and filming Halloween Ends.
Yeah.
And I was at such peace. You know, I would go to work at 7 o'clock, come home at like 7 in the morning. But I was like, this is my element. You know, I love that. But producing, like, you're not in hair and makeup and you're behind the scenes and you're just being able to be creative from above, and it's just an incredible place to be, and I love that so much. I love like creating stories in my head, so it was really fun for me.
Well, seems like you've found your calling in life. Perfect husband, beautiful family, successful career, and now a job that's calming, which I love hearing.
I'm pretty blessed.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kyle. Kyle Richards from The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. You can watch all of the seasons like Kyle and I are doing now on Hey You.
Thanks, Kyle.
Thank
Bye,
you.
darling.
Y'all been great.
Thank you so much.
Kyle and Jackie O.